So now is the time that we get to roll some dice in anger. It is. Come say night night quickly because I've.
Night night.
Right, you're on the internet now. Night night. Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Night. See you tomorrow.
Night night.
Forever entombed in history.
Where was I? Yes, it's been. I think it's been about 2 months since we last played. So yeah, let's get a recap on. We're on session 6 of Shadow of the Dragon Queen. I'm Dave, the Dungeon Master. To my immediate right is Lewis, who's playing Theron. Beneath him, who is Craig, who's playing Edda. Bottom left is Jake, who's playing Hal. Top left is Josh, who's playing Micah.
We're all waivers tonight.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. It could be one of them, couldn't it? Like, yeah.
Depends what the dice rolls are like.
Yeah, true. So, how much can you remember?
We did some
Big
stuff.
fight.
Some people died, and it was left at a cliffhanger.
So you'd been to Vogler. You managed to get to Vogler. You'd fallen out with the. I forgot myself now. It's been that long. What was the family?
I can't remember the names.
It will
The
come to
one we
us,
saw on the road.
Bakaris the younger and Bakaris the older.
Bakaris,
Yeah.
well done, Jake. Yeah. So you'd fallen out with the Bakarises on several occasions. You'd been to Ispin's funeral. You'd attended the Kingfisher Festival. And Craig, you've changed your name back. You're not Benny Bog anymore.
Oh, well, no, it should still be there, isn't it?
Oh no, it just says Edda Swiftpick.
Oh, on my screen it says Enna Benabog Swiftpick.
Oh, right, hold on. Let me see if I can refresh it. No, dude. We've lost you. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll right itself at some point.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, we still not
Minor
mentioned
thing.
it. Yeah, yes. In fact, yeah. So the Kender caught a catfish bigger than he is, which was quite the feat. And then you took part in a reenactment. Right at the start of the, or not long into the reenactment, from out of nowhere, the mercenary company of the Ironclad Regiment turned and revealed steel weapons, and they just tore through the Vogler militia. There were body parts flying everywhere. People, the Vogler regulars being massacred. But you stepped in, you stepped up. Theron was knocked unconscious. Micah was knocked around. Darrett was, got the shit kicked out of him as well, and it was only as a supreme, sort of almost a dying will that Darrett popped up again and saved himself. But that's kind of where we finished. You'd managed to fight off the Ironclad Regiment that had turned, and a number of your people that you've met in Vogler were turning up. So with you four is Reese has arrived, and he's going round making sure he's got an aptitude for learn from Micah for healing people, for mending the broken, and he's going round making sure everyone's okay. Darrett's just on his knees in shock, doesn't know exactly what's happened, and you can see that Becklin is trying to console Cudgel. Cudgel's just filled with rage at what's happened, but it's Mayor Raven that approaches you first. Just a quick question: are all of these names making sense to you? Are we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
So it will be Raven that steps forward first, and first thing that she wants to do is to thank you for turning the fight. And she's still sort of everything's still fresh, and she's in shock as she'll say, "Oh, I can't believe without you here, we couldn't get close enough to help. They'd have torn everyone apart. Thanks for what you've done. I just wonder what we need to do now." And you can tell she's clearly in shock.
I think
Theron's
all
still
I
kind of
turn
recovering.
to cudgel, don't they?
I can imagine Theron still be laying on his arse, slightly, kind of on his back, going, "A hand would be nice."
She'll say, Theron, yeah, of course. So we'll have, at this point, Reese come over. And he starts tending your wounds, which is why you're on 4 hit points. We'll add that we'll add that into the mix. But you, Micah, you spot that there's something different about Reese. Since only minutes ago you turned around and looked, and now he sort of seems to be praying, and he seems to be holding this thing in his hand. And as you look closer, he has his own medallion, similar to yours of Paladine. This one has a slightly different symbol on it, though. It's not the symbol of Paladine.
Whoa.
I think
Let's not a war. Sorry, go on, Jake.
no, carry on, like, if you've got something you want to say about this.
No, I didn't actually have anything useful to contribute.
I guess whilst Reese is doing his little bits of healing on Theron, I think Hal would walk up to Mayor Raven and say, we must remove those who are injured from the battlefield and take them to a place of safety, and then look to count the dead and honour them.
Yeah, no, great, brilliant. No, that's, yeah. And she sort of takes a deep breath, squares her shoulders a little bit, and she said, yeah, no, that's exactly right.
I think Hal would look to any strong fighting men as well that are still around, and even though there doesn't look like there's any trouble, I think he'd say, we shall stand guard at the edge of the battlefield while the dead are recovered, just to make sure that there's no further trouble, and he'd kind of like get about organising people to like sentry points, those that are still not fit to fight.
In terms of fit to fight, I mean, there's possibly 3. Everyone has received wounds. There are, I mean, of a village that probably had maybe 350 inhabitants. Let's say, taking part in the recreation, there were 75 lads. I would say 70 of those are now dead. Just dead, lying on the floor. So the rest are badly bruised and injured. Actually, that's a little bit harsh. We'll say 50 are dead, but the rest are battered and bruised. 3 you can sort of create a bit of a perimeter and make sure everyone's safe. And Mayor Vogler will say to you, "No, that's you know what? I'll take that. I'll sort that. I'll make sure the perimeter's secure if you guys can heal and help where you can and get everyone back to safety."
And I'd just nod and kind of say like I'm going to go and tend to the injured now, and then kind of make my way over, and then I'd kind of like, having seen like Reese with his own kind of medallion, that would be playing on my mind while I'm kind of tending to the injured and sorting them out, but with the mind that, you know, like when I see him, I'll ask about it.
Okay, sure.
I think, doesn't someone need to disarm and deal with that mercenary captain?
Oh yeah, because I think I didn't kill him. I don't think. I think I knocked him out.
Oh, you know, the mercenary, whoever's the mercenary, I can't remember the mercenary leader. Is that Cudgel? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There's, you know, there's too much happened too quickly. I just think we need to be cautious here.
Do you mean to interrogate her, Edda?
Well, if you want to use the word interrogate, that's fine. I'm just saying, let's just isolate a threat here by disarming Cudgel, keeping Cudgel under close watch at the very least.
I guess Hal would turn to Edda and say, well, we all know that when there's dishonesty within the ranks, it normally comes from the leader.
Yeah.
So I'd be happy to kind of...
You know, it's dodgy time. Guilty until proven innocent, I say.
Let's go and make contact with Cudgel then, and then we can clear the battlefield of the dead.
Smashing. So as you I keep saying it wrong. It's Micah, isn't it? Or Micah?
Micah. Yeah.
Micah. Yeah, I must remember to get it the right way around. So as Micah, as you're doing your thing, you sort of follow Mare Raven as she arranges these guards around. You notice Reese as he sort of nods towards you. His symbol isn't quite as ornate as yours, whereas yours is sort of this grand platinum effort. Reese's is quite simple, with sort of a woven sticks around the outside, and on the inside it's like the sort of infinity symbol. Do you want to make a religion check just to see if you aware of anything?
Oh dear, 7.
Yeah, the symbol doesn't mean much to you, or this version of the symbol doesn't mean much to you, but it's clear that he seems to be using divine abilities to help. But after he's done it a couple of times, he's clearly exhausted and he can't do any more. But he's as you go near to him, he'll say, Micah, it's happened. I have been blessed. I've been blessed by the goddess.
A goddess?
Goddess of healing. She's blessed me. I've prayed to her for ever since you and I met, and after the fight, she granted me the abilities. You're the same abilities as you.
But I mean, I'm not sure exactly how the gods work, but it wasn't a goddess that came to me. You said you prayed?
I prayed hard to be able to help. It was when my family were attacked, all I wanted to do was to help and to heal, and I've seen you do it, and that's what I've prayed for, and now I can do it.
Well, it's good that your intentions are good. Would you tell me more about how this happened? What you say it was a goddess? Did you see them? Did they come before you?
It was just a voice. After everyone started fighting, I stepped in to try and help, and as I was pulling one of the Vogler townspeople to the side, I prayed again. I prayed for the ability to heal them, and this voice said to me, I will grant your wish. Use it to heal. Use it to for good.
Had you taken a hit around the head?
Well, no. I stayed out of the fighting. It's you've seen just
ignore their taunting. They mean well.
No, I know. I met him.
Yeah, I can't deny it. I've seen your work here, and you've done great so far, but you need to be careful. Make sure it doesn't take too much from you as well. You also need rest. So we can finish up here, and you go get somewhere safe, and we can talk more about this later.
Yeah, I can still help. I can't use the powers again. The powers have gone from me, but I know that if I was to rest, I would be able to use them again. And obviously, with your teachings, perhaps I would be able to learn more about it. I'm still very new to this, but yeah, it's further proof that the gods have returned.
And it also means we've got a replacement if you snuff it. Is he smart there and smiles?
Nice.
That's
It's hard,
As
you
he's
know,
kind
you
of getting
wait-
himself up, going, "Oh,
I just
You wait
a wise
1,000
remark,
years
as
for a
always.
message from the gods, and then 2 come at once. What are the odds?
Well, that's what concerns me more than anything else. It seems a little strange that now another god would present themselves, and it doesn't sound like the same god that I was approached by. It doesn't sound like Paladine. But for now, at least, clearly, like Reese is using those powers wisely, and I think that's what's important. And then I'll kind of turn back to Reese and just say, of course, I'm happy to continue to share what I know with you. That made me happy. And you can continue to use your powers for good, and that's what's important.
Yeah. Well, there's plenty to do. Plenty to do. I'll do what I can here. I'll start guiding them back to the village.
That sounds like a good idea. Thank you for your help.
Oh no, well, thank you. And he does. You can see him. He's sort of bandaging. He's tearing strips of cloth off now and making sure that those that are injured are looked after. He also does a pretty good job of general triage as well. I mean, dead's dead. So he's sort of he'll make various gestures, and it also seems sort of new to him, all of these things that he's doing, but he looks professional. He looks, for a young lad, he certainly knows what he's about. But as you have,
I was
go
going
on,
to ask
Greg.
him a question.
Yeah.
Reese, isn't it? Reese, have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
hasn't everybody? As Raven moves away, Mayor Raven moves away, as you're talking to Reese, you can see that Cudgel is with Becklin, and Darrett now has got off his knees and gone over to Becklin. So Cudgel and Becklin, if you recall, were lifelong friends of Ispin. Becklin, the Knight of Solamnia, who is kind of the military leader of Vogler, if that is such a thing. But Cudgel, you can tell this short dwarven woman is red-faced, and she's swinging this cudgel around in a shield, and Becklin's sort of very much trying to get her to calm down as Darrett sort of limps over to them. What did you guys want to do then? What as you approach this scene?
So
I think
Cudgel's swinging. From what we see, Cudgel's swinging a cudgel and a shield.
Yeah, but it's almost sort of, if you think of it, it's sort of like a sort of a temper tantrum type thing. She's not swinging it to hit anyone necessarily, and she's red in the face. You can just tell that she's really angry about something.
Oh, angry that it all went wrong. The plans failed. Oh, we need to keep an eye on this one.
Did you say that loud?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it appears Becklin has obviously got whatever in hand. I feel we should approach with caution because Becklin can clearly handle herself. But I think Hal would slowly approach. Just I guess he'd have his hand on his sword, ready for a scrap if needs be.
Okay.
I was just like, wow, what everything that's just happened. Everyone's just quite calm about this mercenary leader after the mercenaries have just turned, and it's all kind of like it just seems a bit incredulous that everybody's so. Oh yeah, we'll just wander over, have a quick, it's like, hey.
I think
So
Theron kind of looks puzzled at Edda and goes, "Incredulous? You've been reading."
You hear a word, you use it,
You do, but I'd expect something along the lines of "Scruffy junked up nerve herder" from you, Edda.
I took a bit of a hit on the head.
Maybe it knocks some sense into you.
Touche. Oh look, there's another one.
French too.
I mean, does anything seem off, Dave, now, or is everything kind of?
Did you want to have an insight check then?
Sure, let's roll some dice.
I think
15.
as we were wandering over as well, I'd kind of be relaying to Hal. I don't know if he was privy to the conversations that kind of we were having with Reese. I don't know if he was off with the mayor at the time, but I'd just be cluing him in and letting him know about about Reese and his newfound powers, and a little bit of concern as well about where they've come from.
Cool.
And he said that they came from a woman.
He claimed, it was a woman, some goddess of healing is what she called herself. But that's not how Paladine presented himself to me.
I mean, would we? I mean, there's been no gods in our lifetime, and Hal is definitely not a well-read individual. But would there have ever been any mention of kind of any other gods or anything in Kryn, or would he only know of Paladine and Takesis?
No, you would have heard of others, but you just can't recall at the minute anything. Micah couldn't recall anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
You can have a religion check yourself if you want, Jake. With
I'll have a
everything
stab
that
just
Micah
because
said.
of whether Hal's picked anything up while studying at Solamnia.
Yeah, I'd probably have told Hal about the symbol as well, like on Reese's medallion, and say that his medallion it's not the same as mine.
It's 11.
Okay. I mean, with everything that you know, Hal. Okay, what I'll say is, Micah, as you mentioned this to Hal, you suddenly remember that symbol. You have seen that symbol before, and you've seen it back home. You've seen it in the temple that Micah used to work in, and as you mention it to Micah, all of a sudden your light bulb lights up, and it's the symbol of Mishakal, who is the goddess of healing. She's known to be one of the gods of good. I forget the actual lore. I'm not sure if she's like a daughter of Paladine or a daughter of somebody. But yeah, she she manifests regularly as a female, a healer, long flowing robes, so it kind of fits. And the symbol, all of a sudden, you're pretty sure that this is that Reese is now a worshipper of Mishakal.
Okay, sweet.
So
that's better than the alternative. Okay, yeah.
This means that not only, we feared Takesis had returned, and with your coming of power, we have realised that potentially Paladine has returned, but potentially now there are more and more gods revealing themselves.
I guess so. This goes beyond what any of us really would have expected. I mean, Paladine confirmed that Takesis was back, and obviously, for him to do so, he was back as well. But I think the other gods are now coming into play. Yeah, this is big.
Something greater than us is at play.
Either way,
it's cool and all, but it's gonna. Isn't this gonna draw attention to people, to us, to anybody who goes around saying that I've been touched by a god or whatever?
When we came across the sorceress in the tower for Theron's trial, she said that she could not keep the word of Micah's, or whatever you want to call it, when Micah found his power, quiet. So we were always going to start to draw attention. If Micah is the first prophet of Bahamut, of Paladine, then we were always going to draw attention.
And I suppose that's kind of the task that I was charged with. Paladine asked me to spread the word, so however that may happen, as long as it's done, then there's not much more I can do, but I'm not afraid of it.
Well, it's clear to see that potentially Reese has not been tainted, and like you say, he's healing others rather than causing harm. So potentially we could use his new knowledge to gain some further understanding of the events that are going on at the moment.
I think so.
But first, I feel we need to deal with Cudgel and make sure that nothing sinister is going on. So I think on that note, Hal would continue approaching. And I guess he'd say to Becklin, he'd be like, Sir Becklin, what do you mind informing us of what is going on here?
Yeah. So on approach, as Theron starts to approach you with your insight check, you can tell that. I mean, it goes without saying that Cudgel is angry. Her body language speaks for itself. You can just about hear the conversation that they're having between the two of them, between Becklin and Cudgel. Cudgel is in incredulity, saying, "Here, use it." Is saying, "I can't believe they turned on me. They're fucking big mother." And she's just incensed about the fact that her regiment has killed the townspeople that she loves. And Becklin's trying to calm her down. Theron, you believe that this is a sincere outburst from Cudgel. And Becklin is struggling to restrain her from just going ballistic. If you recall, it was Gregonis, the massive sort of half ogre type fella that you managed to kill last time, but you did subdue one of the ironclad regiment, one of the regiment that had turned, and you notice now on approach that he's sort of his unconscious form is lying in between Becklin and Cudgel, and it's this unconscious form that she's wanting to just cave his skull in as you approach.
I think Theron's going to kind of stick his hand in his pocket and he's going to pull out like a little cheesy treat and he's going to flick it to Loki and nod at Loki, and he's almost kind of sending Loki down to them to kind of do that whole cat thing of purring and rubbing up against the legs and things while she's getting angry to try and calm her down that way.
Okay, nice. So Hal, as you approach, then Becklin calls you over and she holds a hand out to Cudgel, and she'll say, "Just peace, peace. Let's reason this through." Just roll a persuasion check for me, then, Lewis, just for Loki.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's
Can I
some-
flavour this?
Yeah, sure.
So almost as Loki kind of takes the treat, he wanders off and just walks straight past and goes up to a tree and starts ragging at it. Stupid fucking cat.
Nice. Yeah, okay. So Becklin turns back to Hal, and she'll say, "Listen, that was incredible, everything that you've done, but I need your assistance. I need Cudgel's losing the plot here a bit. We need calm heads. None of this is Cudgel's doing. We need to take this man away and question him and figure out what's happening. Can you help me with that?"
Hal would nod, and he'd kind of turn to Cudgel and he'd say, "Your men have dishonoured you, but you should not need to dishonour yourself. Staving this man's head while he is unconscious on the floor is not going to bring. He's not going to ease these feelings and soothe the loss of the people of this town. It will just bring further dishonour to you. We need to offer you the opportunity to restore your own honour and prove that you weren't privy to this traitorous act."
Okay. Let's have a cheeky roll on that then. Let's have a persuasion from you then, dude.
17.
17. So Cudgel softens a little bit. She's still red in the face, but she sort of puts her cudgel, stores it back and puts a shield on the back, and she'll say, yeah, I'm going to attempt a Scottish voice for Cudgel. I believe calm heads are in order now. I'm struggling to deal with this filth. I need to know what's going on, but I don't trust myself to. And she's sort of huffing and puffing. And Becklin will sort of step in at this point, and he'll say, "Well, okay, what do you think we should do then? What's and she'll turn to all of you. What's next?"
We should take
Chuck a
him
bucket
to.
of cold water over this unconscious fella, and then let's ask a few questions.
Shall we take him to the jailhouse first? Where we
No,
can
I
make
don't
sure
think
he's
we need to do
secure?
that. If this is for real, then if there's any dodgy dealings going on, putting him in the prison is probably not much of a deterrent for him when Cudgel's standing here ready to stove his head in. If you know what I mean.
I'm just thinking we could. There's going to be a lot of frustration, upset from the people of this town, and leave him in a place where he is vulnerable or risk of harm. Although he's committed some heinous acts, we may not be able to get the information we need. We can bring Cudgel and we can bring Becklin with us.
I think a threat of a baying mob may well get the information we need out of him pretty smartish.
Theron pipes up. He's like, "I kind of agree with Edda." As he's still going chasing after Loki around this tree.
I just reiterate what Becklin said. Now is the time for calm heads, and I feel the best place to do that is within the jailhouse where he can't escape. We don't know what kind of trickery that they have.
Okay. I still reckon the threat of a baying mob will be get more information out of him faster than putting him in a prison and letting him suggest that we're better people and we won't to be bad to him and so on and so forth. It
What's
could
he
be
wearing, Dave?
With honor.
on. Okay. Oh yeah, you're cool. I
Um,
want his stuff though.
he,
Hal will just smile at that, and he'll be like, he'll ask Becklin if she's got any manacles to hand, so we can bind him up.
there's rope around. There was no cause for manacles, but in terms of what he's wearing, he's got sort of splint. We'll say, what should we say? Splint mail on. Long sword lying next to him, shield. Spear and shield next to him. Obviously with steel-edged weapon. A rough cloak. He's got the symbol of the Ironclad Regiment on him. Cudgel will identify him. She doesn't know him as a chap called Svilt.
But he's definitely unconscious.
He's unconscious. Yes.
Can Theron kick him just to double check?
Yeah, you can. You can check for a painful response. You can drop the big elbow on him. Do what you want. he's not waking up.
It's John Cena.
Yeah, I think Theron on this photo would go, he's definitely out of it, isn't he?
Yeah. But Becklin will say to you, Mayor Raven walks back at this point, and she'll say, "Right, that's the perimeter secure." And Cudgel, now that she's got a calm head on, she will say, "There are other mercenaries back in camp, but I do agree with Hal that we should go back to Vogler before we do anything, before we rouse this prick. And then I would like to go back, and I will go back myself to the camp to make sure that it is secure and safe."
Then we shall not leave you to go unaided.
Can we shut the gates?
Raven sort of raises an eye at this, and she'll say that the gates haven't been shut for years. You've seen them yourselves.
Can they be shut?
Yes,
Right,
and I
let's
agree.
get on.
I agree that it would be a good idea. So, you pick the fella up. You the wounded are being guided back, and the sort of guard that you've posted withdraws back with you, and you all make it back to Vogler in good order. The Brass Crab, which is where you were staying, was going to be had already been set out for a feast. As a celebration for the end of the Kingfisher Festival and for the successful and enjoyable reenactment. Obviously, this has now become a triage tent, a tent for the wounded. Mayor Raven is going backwards and forwards, making sure that all the villages are secure. There's lots of questions being fired, and she's doing the whole politicking thing, and she's going around making sure everybody knows what they need to know, and she's trying to make sure no one's panicking too much. But as you walk through the village, there is an understandable amount of panic. But if it's all right with you then, gentlemen, what we'll do is we'll take you to the Brass Crab. You've managed to get perhaps a bite to eat, something to drink. Certainly not enough time for a major rest. While we're on about time, we're approaching sort of evening now, and this time of year it's already starting to go a little bit dark. So the captive Svilt has been tied to a chair in a room, separated in the Brass Crab, separated from everyone else. It's a dark room with a light behind him. Becklin is asked. She will ask you guys to lead the questioning. Cudgel will say, "I want to be there but I want to be there to threaten him, but I don't trust myself to talk to the cunt, so if you guys can do most of the questioning, we need to know what's happened and what else is, if there's any other surprises. Yeah, happy with this?
Aye.
Okay. So
I'm gonna go. How kind of like cold is it outside at the moment? You said it's going dark earlier. Is it like how is it getting colder outside? Is it like
it's the start of autumn.
Okay.
So not particularly. No, it's no, it's not particularly cold.
what if I were to go out? Because is he still unconscious or is he?
Yeah, we'll have him unconscious. We'll go with the whole bucket of water thing to wake
I was
him
gonna
up
say,
when you're ready to.
I'll go outside and either go to the well and get a really like fresh cold bucket, or dip it in the river and see if I can get something that's a bit
Absolutely.
more cold.
Yeah. That's no
And
problem
then I'll
at all.
come back in with a couple of pails of water.
Okay. So, did you want to position yourself? Have you got anything in mind in terms of the interrogation? What's the sort of scene looking like as we go into this bit?
I mean, I feel like Edda's definitely got some bones to pick with this individual, and so I think Hal would turn to Edda.
I don't like any particular bones. It's just really just the way everything just changed so quickly, and I suppose I do, because he's just disrupted the peace and harmony, and it was all nice and happy around here, and now it's this knobhead's.
Shall we do good cop, bad cop, and then I'll look at Theron and then go wild card?
Yeah, I think Theron's going to try and position himself in a chair, not kind of opposite him, but where he can see him, and almost with his kind of hood up slightly, with Loki sat on his lap, where he's just going to watch you guys to begin with. So yeah, wild card option.
Who's bad cop? Is Ed a bad cop?
No, I'm just going to go in all Kender.
I'm gonna give Ed a guidance.
Driving a bit mental, you know.
Just slap her on the back.
Don't start without me. 2 secs.
Oh, yeah, all right. Oh, bless. That gives me another opportunity to read my my blurb.
Read your blurb.
Read your blurb.
I'm gonna run and grab a drink as well, Flus. I'll be back in a sec.
Yeah, no worries, dude.
I feel like in this routine, definitely Edda's gonna have to, because like Hal won't be dishonourable. Hal won't want to really beat him up, because he'll see him as a not necessarily like weakened individual. He's a weakened individual. Sorry.
He's a non-XP kill.
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can definitely intimidate in other ways.
I think the intimidation is going to be helpful.
He's a big brick shithouse.
But personally, I'm just pleased no one went for the Sharon Stone option to sit opposite him with your legs akimbo. I mean, I've met you lot before, so it would have been an option.
But you're telling me that is an option?
I was just thinking of
Shit.
Hal's gonna pull his 2-inch wang out.
Watch me have a wank. Gosh, you did.
Dave was saying about the Sharon Stone thing in.
Basic Instinct, wasn't it?
Basic Instinct, yeah, nice one.
Yeah.
Right, are we ready? Are we ready for interrogation then? Okay.
Hell
So
yeah.
he's tied, hands behind his back, head slumped as the bucket of ice cold water washes over him. Becklin's going to be in the room. She's going to stand behind him, so he can't see her. She's sort of stood there as sort of security. You can tell by the look on her face that although...
And just in the corner of his eyes where he's like, not sure if there's someone there or not.
Shit, that's not what Becklin's about. Cudgel's stood in front of him, and she's just pacing backwards and forwards right near the door, so behind you guys. And you guys are positioned where you are. And as this fellow wakes up with a shock. And he did have his mouth open, so he's still got some of this river water in his mouth as he looks around and then spits at the ground at your feet. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go. No, he's spat out. I'm just gonna go up. I'm going, hello, how's it going? Like really enthusiastic, happy, but like over the top. Not over the top, but that Kender way of just being like enthusiastic. That this is hello, how you doing?
Could I cast thaumaturgy to make his voice really loud?
You can do if you wish. So as you go up all joyous and booming in his face, hello, how you doing? That Svilt will, for the first time, he'll try and move as if he's threatening you, and realise that he's tied up, and he'll be looking around, taking it in. Fuck yourself, fuck off.
You ain't going nowhere.
Just calm down. We can have a nice little chat here. I'm really keen to find out all about where you're from, because I've not seen your type before.
Let me go. Let me out.
I've said
nowhere
once
to
before,
go.
you're not going anywhere.
No, come on. Tell me all about yourself.
He's sort of looking around. He's sort of looking around the room as if looking for escape, trying to move. He'll say, "Just what do you want? You don't want to know about my family. What do you want?"
Where are you from? Tell me. Have you got any brothers and sisters? What's your favourite food? Do you have any pets?
Okay, roll. Let's have a charisma check from you then. What are you trying to do with this fella?
I'm just trying to do his head in.
Oh, okay. You're trying to make him go a little bit crazy. So if you have a persuasion, then
persuasion. Oh yeah.
+5, right?
Oh, 22.
22. So he's looking around, and he's sort of he sort of latches on to Edda then, and he'll say, where am I from? I'm from south of here.
South of here is quite big. I've been to lots of south places. Which one's yours?
I'm from the Taman Bussock area, the wilds. Why you're not going to kill me?
I missed that bit on my travels. What's it like in there?
It's wild. I wouldn't recommend that you go.
Big creatures, things like that.
Yeah, lots of hobgoblins, goblins.
Hobgoblins, they're easy. I've seen those.
Not like these. You haven't. Not in these war bands.
Bet they have. Have they got big noses like you? Have they got big noses?
Yeah, some of them have big noses. What is this? And he's looking around now for some form of escape from the mad Kender that's just talking. What's going on? Please don't kill me.
I want to know about South. South sounds really cool. I didn't get to go south. Tell me about South. Tell me about more. What's the weather like? Is it hot? Is it dry? Is it cold?
We
Is it
thought
wet?
we'd just let Edda have her way with you for a while, have his way with you for a while, to give us some peace of mind. To be honest,
what do you want from me?
I just want to know about South. I'm bouncing up and down. I really want to know about South. Tell me about the weather. What are the clothes like? Are these like normal clothes, or are these your Iron Hand clad regiment clothes? You got what? Tell me about it. I want to know everything. Tell me, please. Tell me. Come on, tell me.
He'll say, "I'll tell you anything you want. Just please get rid of the Kender."
So Hal's going to place his hand on Edda's shoulder, and he's going to kind of just step forward, and he's going to bend down, because he's like 6'5", I think. He's tall, and He's going to get right in this guy's face, and he's going to say, "We want information."
You can have anything you want. Just get rid of the Kender.
And the Ironclad Regiment have betrayed Cudgel and the town of Vogler. Tell us everything you know about it. Otherwise, Edda will be coming back.
Will you release me?
Well, I'm not releasing you at the moment, but you will give us all the information we ask for. Otherwise,
If I tell you everything I know, will you release me?
All night. You have committed a grave crime. You have a punishment to face.
You're not going to kill me.
On my oath, I will not harm you whilst you are a prisoner.
Well, I don't know much. I know I love you. Sorry, I don't know much. This lifestyle, and he sort of takes you all in. You guys know. I'm sure you know. It's all about survival. It's all about the gold, and we were offered gold a few days ago. A few days ago, Dragonlance went into the wilderness west of our camp. Our camp is to the north, and he went west. He was gone for a good few hours, and he returned with a chest full of gold. None of us have ever seen anything like it before. And this gold was ours, and all we had to do was to, well, you know the rest.
Murder innocent people.
He sort of drops his head at this, and he'll say, we all have crosses to bear, we all have lives to leave. I'm just trying to do the best that I can.
Well, that is quite clearly not your best, is it? You have dishonoured yourself, and you've dishonoured the regiment that Cudgel has fought so hard to form. For gold. It's not all about gold.
So Cudgel, as she's walking backwards and forwards, she's listening to this, and she's now sort of frothing. And she's trying to keep herself calm, just strolling backwards and forwards. And he'll say, I'm not... It was a mistake. I know it was a mistake.
A mistake? A mistake? There are hundreds of villagers outside that are harmed or have been killed by you and your men. A mistake? This is not a mistake. This is treason.
What do you want from me? I mean, the gold was there for the taking. We're mercenaries. You'd have done the same.
And you said your camp. I would not have done the same. Your camp is to the north.
Yes.
And Dragonlance went west.
Yes.
How would then cut the rope and but make sure that his hands are still bound.
Yeah.
And then he's going to lead the prisoner outside, and Cudgel, you should have your justice. And he's going to lead him right into the town square.
Baying mob.
Okay.
Baying mob.
Okay.
That's not a nice way to go.
Okay.
I didn't think you'd take me seriously.
So Becklin, I keep turning my monitor off accidentally. Becklin, at this point, as you start to lead him out, she'll put a hand on your shoulder as Svilt is led further out. We'll say a couple of the townspeople, the surviving townspeople, lead him out so he can't hear you. And Becklin will just say to you, "What's going on, Squire?"
I am petitioning the mayor for justice.
He will be held, and he can be sent to court and tried.
There is only one justice for this crime, Becklin. Sir Becklin.
Yeah,
The
and
people
it
of
will.
Vogler deserve this justice.
The people of Vogler do not behave in this way. This is not how we do things. And she'll say sort of like a royal we, as in the Knights of Solamnia. And in terms of Vogler itself, he will pay, but he will pay officially, not through a mob.
No, that is not what I mean. I mean to petition the mayor for his public execution.
We don't execute. You would kind of know this. You want an execution? I tell you what. You want an execution? You can have an execution. So she will say. She will say, "This is old justice." And go on, give me a persuasion check for Becklin then, just to see if she's on board with what you're wanting to do.
It's a 17.
17. Okay, that's enough then for Becklin to say it's severe, but the only other thing that I would say to you is, did we not just tell this man that we wouldn't kill him?
I gave him my word that I would not harm him whilst he remained a prisoner.
But he is a prisoner.
But it's not me that's going to swing the sword.
Oh, that's a cop-out.
Cudgel deserves to offer this man justice and restore her honour.
Okay. So Cudgel.
Though. I mean, who gave them this? I mean, Conus gave them went off and got the chest, but who gave them?
And we shall go and find out.
There's
I think he
more.
may have. Yeah, he may have more use to us. I think it's too soon to say that we should just kill him.
I'm just a little
As much as he may deserve to die. I don't think it's right.
So, Cudgel's going to get involved now, and as she walks past, she will sort of pat Hal on the back, and she'll say, "Aye, old justice. This prick deserves nothing else but old justice." And Becklin now is very much taking a back step. And Cudgel goes.
Send him back south to the hobgoblin bands.
Yeah, say again, Craig, sorry.
Send him back south to the hobgoblin bands and the big noses and stuff.
Yeah, that's punishment
Shut
enough.
him in a room.
Yeah, Kender bomb. So Cudgel will approach Mayor Raven, and they'll have a sort of a little conflab. I mean, I asked for a persuasion roll to see what was going to happen, and the decision is made in the town square to the tradition of hanging hasn't been in Vogler for generations, but due to what has happened, Mayor Raven will acquiesce, and she'll say to Cudgel, "Yeah, that's very much. No, this man deserves nothing but death. We will put him to death, and you can."
Hal, this is a bit heavy coming from you, mate. You started this chain. This is a new side of you.
This is not something I wish upon anybody, but he has brought wrath and destruction. Him and his warband have brought wrath and destruction to the poor people of Vogler. They've been left vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't. That's perfectly true. But to petition for something that hasn't been done in Vogler for years, there's just uncharacteristic, Hal.
But it's uncharacteristic of people that have sworn to defend a town to then bring it to ruin purely for gold. Yeah, but
they're I'm not making excuses for their behavior, but they're acting within their mercenary way. But you like to you want to uphold the justice and the honor, but you're trying to bring about something that the people of Vodla have decided not to do for a long time, and bring
this is why
about the death penalty.
And this is why I brought it to their mayor, to the person they have elected to uphold and stand for their values and beliefs. I've not done this in isolation. I've not beheaded him myself. I've just
I'm
petitioned
sorry,
for
brother,
justice
but
from the
And
people.
the seed. You suggested that execution, death, was the only.
It is the only punishment that is fit for him.
But
I'm
yeah, but
sorry,
that's,
brother,
This
but
man has personally
isn't-
murdered
isn't-
I
yeah, but
agree with
isn't
that.
that, isn't that surely the justice should come from the mayor, and you should say, here, you decide what happened to him, and then if he says, then that makes it different. But you've
Well,
suggested that this person needs death.
But the mayor has dispensed justice. If she did not feel it fit, she would have said that we will petition him and take him to court. I am a squire. I do not hold power with these people. I have
still
just
think this
offered
is
my
wrong.
viewpoint, and kind of on that note, Hal's just going to kind of like piss off.
Okay. So
Behind his back.
It looks as if they're right in the town square. There's a large tree, and there's a rope being thrown over it. There's a hangman's noose being tied into the rope. It looks like it's going to go ahead. There is going to be a hanging in Vogler, unless you wish to step in.
I think as Hal leaves, I would kind of turn to Edda and sorry, I've got the stream on. It's just showing Edda doing that gesture. I turn to Edda and say, I understand the way that my brother feels, but I think I agree with you. I don't think that we can allow this to go ahead and just let this man be killed effectively in an unjust way. Execution was taken away from the courts, so we shouldn't be the ones to bring it back, and Hal definitely shouldn't be the one to bring it back.
Totally, I agree. I'm ready to make a stand. I don't agree with what he's done, but it's just out of character for these people to do this. It's not in their.
Yeah.
It's not in their armory,
Nature.
so to speak, of what they usually do. Yeah, not in their nature. Thank you. Thank you.
And there's a
Imperial voice. Those gods speaking again.
Oh, don't.
I was not real.
So what we'll do then is, as Svilt is being led towards this hangman's noose, that everything in the town, in the village, is quiet, and there's people looking backwards and forwards, sort of, and then shaking their heads. Is this really happening? Is this really happening? And Svilt is shitting himself, and now he's sobbing, he's blubbing, and you said you would kill me. It was. Oh, I'm sorry. And as you lead him closer, you're gonna step up and stop.
Yeah.
What's happening then?
Yeah, I'm stepping up. How's he being led? Is he like got I guess he's got a rope around his neck or something? Or just led by handcuffs.
His hands are still tied behind his back, and he's being led by Johnny Random up to the sort of hangman's noose. But we can take the scene up to any point that you want if you wanted to make it.
I just step in. I just gonna step in there and say stop.
Okay. So with Edda saying stop, and the conversation between Micah and Edda, there's a sort of an audible sigh of relief from everyone. As Becklin eventually steps forwards, and Cudgel now steps forwards, and In fact, no, I'm going to have them opposing views. I'm going to have Becklin say, no, okay, no, perhaps we shouldn't do this. We shouldn't end this the peace that this village stands for. We shouldn't desecrate everything that Vogler stands for. And Cudgels and kill the fucking HLS bastard. And then Mayor Raven has the deciding vote, persuaded by you two, and she'll say, no, I agree, this isn't right. And then she'll sort of turn towards everyone and she'll say, we are better than this, people of Vogler. We have lost today and there are questions to be answered, but this is not how we answer these questions. So they'll sort of take the rope down and they'll lead him back towards. I'd like to think at this point, Becklin will be sort of turning to Micah and saying, "I think someone needs to go. I think you guys need to go and talk to Hal. Something's affected him. This is not how a knight should behave. I'm not going to punish him for this." With everything that we've all been through today, but I think you guys need to make sure he's okay. But the other thing we need to do, and I would ask that Hal be on board for this as well, if you can talk him into it, is we need to figure out if there is a further threat near the village. And we need to figure this out now.
Mm-hmm.
We do have scouts. We do have people that we can send if you're not up for it. But certainly within the hour, we need to be sending someone out to scout around to this area to the west of the Ironclad camp.
Okay. Well, we'll go talk, or at least Mike can go and talk to Hal. You try and get the gate shut if there is a real fear of the threat, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I'd add and just say to Becklin, I'd say thank you for your help and helping us to talk to the mayor as well. What I worry about is that this is exactly the kind of chaos that whoever paid those mercenaries in the first place is trying to create around here. And so I think by putting a stop to it in the by doing what we can now in this town, that's the main thing. You can leave my brother to us. We'll speak to him and we'll get him on board and we'll get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
It is appreciated. For what it's worth, I will keep Cudgel in town as well. I don't think she should be going out to the camp unless we know that it's secure. So if you can just get eyes on the camp, don't enter it yourselves, but just get eyes on the camp and then move further west just to see what you can see. That would be appreciated.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So she moves back now. She'll take the captive. She'll take Cudgel as well. And Mayor Raven's still doing her thing and moving around. So we'll go back to the Brass Crab. Where did Hal go, Jake?
I think Hal would have probably gone, because are we actually staying at the Brass Crab at the moment, or are we staying at the barracks? Like with
The Brass Crab, yeah.
Well, Theron's still in that chair and he's not moved an inch yet. Because unbeknownst to Theron, he's asleep. So he's missed this whole thing. That's why he's not said anything. So when he wakes up, he goes, what have I missed?
I think.
In an empty room.
Oh, I don't know. I'm curious.
Probably wouldn't be.
If I go with Micah, and wherever, if they're going to go and talk to Hal, but I'll try and read the room as to whether I stay or not.
Okay. Well, Becklin was sort of saying to you she will say that we need all of you. We need you as a team to go and investigate this. You need to, you need to sort this out.
Yeah.
Okay. So back at the Brass Crab, all of you are now together. So Hal's in sort of the room.
Well, I think Hal would have gone like probably outside somewhere. He'd have probably gone somewhere like almost like kind of somewhere where they've got maybe like some kind of like training kind of type dummy or something, like something he can take his like anger and his frustration out on.
There's a dummy sitting in the chair over there. Woo.
Get it.
So the three of you now, or four with Loki, approach Hal as Hal's kicking the living shit out of a straw mannequin.
And I think it would literally be that, like he's literally like wailing on it, and he's like, there's like a wooden bucket on its head, and he's like, just like giving it an absolute pasting.
I'm going to give Mike a bit of an elbow in the thigh.
I think I'd kind of like look at Theron and Edda and be like, right, it's gonna be me then. And I'm just gonna like nod to myself, kind of try to like, almost like amp myself up and be like, okay, come on, I could do this. And then I'll start approaching.
Theron will like, reinforcingly slap his arse as he walks by, going, "Go on, go do it."
Just like, I'm just like Joe. I'm like, huh. And then like, I'm good. And then I'd kind of like trying to joke, but no, it's probably not gonna sit too well with Hal, and just say, there's not gonna be much of that dummy left if you keep going.
And as Micah says, that is the point where the back brace on the dummy's going to break. And I'm just going to almost like he's going to go to the floor and he's just going to keep pounding like the straw bit on the on its chest.
I'd almost kind of like rush over and like try and like grab his shoulders and like pull him away. I'd be like, what are you doing?
And I
Stop
think
this.
on that note, he'd like launch the dummy away and he'd turn around and he'd almost like grab Micah by like the scruff of his neck.
I like, shit. I wouldn't really like, because I know that Hal's bigger than me. He's older than me. I'm not going to overpower Hal. So I'd kind of almost be like arms down by my side and kind of just look back at him, and I'd be like, I don't know what you're thinking or how you're feeling. I have an idea, but you need to talk to us, because this isn't the way that we solve things.
He'd almost like shout at Micah and be like, "You don't understand.
Then tell
You've
me."
not been there. You've not seen it. People like that tread upon the weak. This world is full of people that tread upon the weak, those that can't stand up for themselves. We were those people. And it's almost like, and this happened to us before. Our hometown was burned, destroyed by people like that. And he's just going to kind of like drop Micah. And he's going to turn around and he's just going to like almost like just start pacing. And he say, yes, I promised I'd uphold justice. But the other vow that I swore is that I'd protect the weak. How can we protect the weak if we leave him strolling around like this? And I'd just like boot a bucket.
I'd kind of like straighten my robes where kind of Hal was grabbing me, and just kind of compose myself and say, you're right, we were those people, and in many ways we still are those people. We all want to protect those who can't protect themselves, and I know that we don't always get that right, and in this situation there wasn't much more that we could have done. We tried our best, but those innocent people, they're gone, and we can't do anything to bring them. They do deserve justice.
Sending him to prison is not justice for the act that he has committed. For gold.
We're not just sending him to prison. By keeping him alive, if we were to kill him, that's an easy way out. He's gone. But by forcing him to live out his days, by using him to find the people that he is working for and working with, to betray his own. And he's
already done that.
he has to some extent. We may have more use for him. We can't just kill him
The only
because
use for
as
him
much as
is
you
on
may
the
hate him,
head stump.
we might. I don't think
You
killing
make
him
him
is the
into
right
the
move.
scapegoat.
What was that, Craig?
Sorry, say that again.
You're making him into the scapegoat. We need more than just one body.
And we shall find.
We
But
want to
how
root
else are
out
these
all of
people?
them.
How else are these people supposed to have justice?
We'll
Well-
get the just. It'll just take. It's longer. It'll be a longer. It's a longer road. Justice isn't easy. Killing a bloke
The
because you're
way-
angry, and I'm angry as well that what happened. But that's just one scapegoat. That's all we're creating. We need to find what the bigger picture is.
We have a lead on where the bigger picture is.
Well,
A
we can get
lead.
more than a lead. We can get solid.
And we were always going to follow that up. But just
We
for
were going to
tonight,
follow it up.
I wanted the people of Vogler to know that they were safe and that this man would not go sleeping under their roofs that they've worked so hard to build over the years, eating their food, when he has brought these atrocities upon them, regardless of who he served in the first place.
Vogler
He
is a
enacted that
peaceful
violence
place.
to these
Works
people, and
together.
he's the only one that survived.
Vogler gets its peace and its tranquility and its justice from the way it works. If we start bringing in, showing that we're more powerful and making these decisions, then it undermines what they've been doing and what they've worked for.
And do you not think that that's exactly what? But whoever paid this man, do you not think that's exactly what they would want? The things that Edda is speaking of, do you not think that that's exactly what they want us to do? We're playing into their hands by falling apart.
They just wanted to bring death and destruction to this poor town.
And they'll continue to do so unless we stop them. But
And
killing
we will
that man
stop them.
it doesn't make a difference if he's dead or not. I believe that we will stop them as well, but
it's one less bully in this
until we
world.
catch one less, how many more are out there? That one makes no difference.
It does. To me.
Stand up for what you show, what you believe. Let's help these people of Vogler rebuild. Let's help them, show them the way, that the way they're going is the right way. What they've been doing for years, generations, is the way that works best for them. If we start killing off people, it just sows the seeds of paranoia. Those gates that haven't been shut for years will be permanently shut. This place won't be the welcoming place that we enjoyed coming to if we start arbitrarily sending out just dispensing justice because we're getting the wrong person.
As
We can
Edda
agree.
mentions, as Edda mentions that the gate's being closed, you can see in the distance, just way over in the distance, you've just got a clear view to the gates, and you can see there's a couple of men clearing the dust out. And as these gates close, you can see it's not quite in the right way, but if you had a visual of the gates closing as the sun goes down, as well as if the gates are closing as night descends. And it's sort of it rings with hell, and it's these gates haven't been closed for centuries, and now that you hear, it reminds you that you do have a job to do to help Vogler as the gates shut.
I think Howard just turned to them all and said, "We can agree to disagree about the prisoner. We must dispense. We must go and seek out the northern outpost in the morning. I'm going for a walk."
That's fine. That's fine. But I think more than anything else, the way that we can give the people some justice tonight is by honouring those who have lost their lives, not by spilling more blood.
We can
We'll
agree
find
to
that
disagree,
northern
Micah.
outpost.
And Howard's just going to start wandering off.
Theron's going to go, what the fuck have I missed? It
I'm
be doing
gonna,
this part with the conversation,
Edda,
just
I'm gonna
listening to
walk
each
over
other.
to the. I'm gonna walk over to what's left of the training dummy, and go. Oh, does that look like me, or does that look like the mercenary?
So as Hal walks off, then you've still been given this task by Becklin to achieve tonight. What did you want to do?
Oh, I didn't realise we were supposed to be going tonight. Yeah, I thought we were just going at the next convenient point.
She said to the chaps, well, you're not privy to this information as it turns out. As Hal walks away, you three are reminded of the fact that Becklin wanted you to do this as soon as humanly possible. Possibly, take a rest for an hour, conveniently an hour, something to eat. But she wants it done as soon as possible, or she can send someone from town to go and scout it out if you'd rather not do it yourselves.
No, I think all things considered, I think we need to go and check it out. When we look at how things change quickly, and I imagine there'll be lots of questioning glances and anxiety amongst people. We need to see this with our own eyes.
I think remembering that information, I'd probably chase after Hal and try and catch up to him and say, you want justice, then let's not wait till the morning. Becklin's asked that we go tonight. Will you come with us? We need you for this. Whether we agree or disagree about that one man, I need you by my side, and so do Theron and Edda. We have to work together.
I would stop in his tracks and just nod.
Okay, thank you. We're gonna leave in an hour. I'll leave you in some peace until then. You come find us back at the training grounds, and then we'll head from there. And then I'll just kind of like stay where I'm at, and then if Hal's walking off, I'll kind of just see him off.
Sound. So what we'll do then? We'll you can have a short rest. So that's arcane recovery and hit dice. What else do you get? I think that's pretty much it. But after an hour, quick question, Jake. After an hour, would Hal have calmed down any, or are you still of the same?
I think he would have cooled off a little bit. I think he's in a calm enough state to know that we need to sort this out now. He's still frustrated about it, but it kind of plays into his backstory about the principle that he doesn't like seeing people trodden upon.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah. And same for everyone else. Then I mean, Theron's still none the wiser as to what's happening. I did think you were going to get involved at one point, and then so an hour's gone by. You guys meet up. Are we all? I mean, you've got a mission to do. Are you all friends again though on the way out? Is it? Is there
when Hal walks into the room or wherever we are, I'm just gonna go up and hug his thigh because he's a big fella and I'm a little fella, and just oh buddy, and then walk off quickly.
I think Edda would feel that Hal's still tense about the whole situation, but he'd place a hand on Edda's head, and just be like, just a nod down. So almost like when he's still annoyed, but he's not gonna let any of them come to harm.
Well, I'd like to think you'd know each other, so Edda would know why Hal is acting the way that he's acting, and even though it's blah blah blah, and all that kind of business. So it's it's one of those dude, dude, moments. So we'll take you rather rapidly out into the wilderness, so a good mile or so north of Vogler, where you can see the Ironclad Regiment camp. Where the camps, it's in the wilderness. It's surrounded by the forest. Trying to struggle with my words. Clear. Thank you, Craig. Yay! You scratched my back. So in a clear, but there's from a distance there doesn't seem to be much action, and you can see there's sort of guards posted. There's some fella sat on a chair smoking a pipe. It looks very casual. There's certainly nothing to indicate that there's anything aggressive or adversarial, and there's not many of them about. You know that most of them would have been into a town. So it's almost as if they're none the wiser. So straight away, it's sort of putting you at ease in terms of the rest of the Ironclad Regiment. With what you can see, you're sort of thinking, they knew nothing about it. There's no aggressive movement. They're not posted guards. They're not They're not defensive. Perhaps all of the aggressive forces did actually go into Vogler. But that moves you to your primary objective, and that's to the west of the encampment. If you're happy, as long as I'm not going too fast for you, gentlemen, because you travel, and it's now. By the time you've had your hour's rest. By the time you've gone north relatively stealthily and then moved further west, we're talking at least 1 o'clock in the morning. So we're not far past the Night of the Eye. So you've still got the light from Solanari and Lunatari. So there's still enough light. But as you move through the woods, you can smell wood smoke on the air, and it's coming from the west. And you carefully approach, and the woods give way to a ledge which is overlooking a shallow valley. In the distance, dozens of low fires illuminate hundreds of red tents. Among them move patrols of shadowy human-like figures. These human-like figures are the Draconians that you've fought before. In with the Draconians are hobgoblins, ogres, half-ogres, and other humans dressed in what you think is a uniform, this sort of black mail with these red stripes. Having a quick recce of all of these tents and all of these fires, you would think that there is at least an occupying force of 1,000 troops or more in this valley. In the middle of the night, it doesn't look like there's much movement, but on the outskirts, you can see things have been packed away and made ready. From your military careers and experience, Hal would probably be able to tell you that they are making ready to move. This whole army is making ready to move. What do you want to do?
I guess from Hal's experience, would he know within the kind of the local region and geography, is there anywhere of strategic benefit for them to be on the move to?
Let me give you the map. There we go. is that one? Okay, so
Sal's kind of come across like hobgoblins before, but
yeah, you'd mostly hobgoblins from Tam and Bussock, which would be well to the south. You know that to the north is the northern wastes. Hinterland is the northern wastes. So this is the town of Fogler. Most of this area is still forest and woods. A mile to the north is the camp.
yeah.
So it's the Ironclad Regiment are only camped here, and just over to the west would be where this force, this army, seems to be assembled. To answer Hal's question, there's only one place that this army would be heading for, and that's Fogler.
So Hal would relay that information to the group. He'd turn to everybody and he said, like, say that it looks like they're packing their camp. They're getting ready to move. From my anticipations, with the size of the force, they'd be ready to move within a day or two. With like how much of the camp looks like it's gone away.
Easily, yeah. I mean, it's going to take a while to sort of organise this, but they've started to pack up.
We need to go and warn the town.
We need to warn the people of Ogla, otherwise it's going to be another massacre. A force this size will easily destroy the town.
We need to,
especially with the damages. And I think Hal would just kind of like look at everyone and say that force that they sent wasn't to cause just dismay; it was to weaken them for a complete slaughter. There are now limited fighting men to really be able to hold a defensive line.
we need to see what the see if our feeling was right about the Ironclad Regiment and get them to help if they are indeed the good guys, so to speak. What's left of the Ironclad Regiment.
We had a quick scout of the northern camp, but we haven't gone into camp yet, have we?
No.
Okay, so maybe we should. That's our next point. So we return to the northern camp. If needs be, we will have to fight the residual members of the regiment, but we do that tonight.
Oh, I could wander in and just be lost. It's more likely believable scenario of a Kender wandering in the early hours of the morning, saying I'm looking for somewhere, than it is 3 heavily armed humans and a Kender wandering in.
Could I not send Loki back to Fogler with a note attached to his collar for Cudgel, basically saying, "This is how many we've spotted. We're checking out the North Camp now. We'll see you in X amount of hours or whatever." But at least it gives them the heads up before we arrive back, so it gives them time to think of a plan.
Yeah, I believe so, because it's Loki is like a classic familiar, isn't he? Yeah, I think he can do that, mate. I don't know if there's a distance away that. I know you can see through his eyes when you go into like sort of like a trance type state, but I don't see why not.
Cool.
I got this picture in my head now of Loki like heading back in like with this mission, and then gets beyond range, and then all of a sudden, ooh, mouse, just wandering off for days on end with this little note.
Theron almost like getting down to him as he's writing and don't put his kind of, and if you do this job right, and he pulls out this like a big wedge of cheese, and you just see like his eyes go, this is yours, and then he puts it back in his pocket. He just he's gone.
Permanently have the shits with the amount of lactose he has.
Yeah, that's no problem. Cudgel did say she suggested to you to leave the camp to her, but if you wanted to go into camp on the way back, It's not a problem.
I think needs must.
Sure. So Loki heads off. You guys, you get back to the ironclad camp, and it's pretty much as you left it. There are guards around. There's sort of, let's say, north, south, east, west. There's one on each. They're not really paying much attention, but everyone has sort of turned in the night now. There's no activity inside the camp. What's the plan?
I was going to wander in.
Okay, so you get caught straight away. So if you're coming from, so it's the guard on the west that's, hey, wait, and he'll sort of signal, he'll sort of whistle, and he'll say, "What? Whoa, stay there. You're not coming in here."
I'm lost. I'm trying to find Vogler. I'm just traveling around. I'm trying to find Vogler.
You're close that way. Off you go.
What are you guys doing here?
We're just here. We're doing a reenactment. To be honest, we're the unlucky ones. We're the ones that are that holding guard. We didn't get to go on have the drinks and the fun with the other lads. But every town's that way. You're not welcome. No offense.
How come you didn't get to go? How come you didn't get to go? What's the
short straws? It's just our bad luck. And now, as he's whistled, there's another couple of lads, and as these lads appear, they're ready for action, and then they see you and they go, "Oh, fuck off!" And then they just turn around and go back to bed. And they're not. You get rid of him. You deal with it. And this fella will say, "Sorry, you're not welcome." Fogler's that way.
Which way?
That way.
That way.
Yes.
That way.
No.
Oh, that way. Okay. Could you mind? Can which way? So I go round or can I go through?
Right. Follow me, and he'll sort of walk right up to you, and then say this way. But he's trying to lead you round the outside of the camp, and he is trying to point you in the right direction of Vogler.
Okay. When do these other people get back from their party? Sounds like fun. I missed a treat here. Oh,
you have, yeah. It's apparently it's supposed to be a lot of fun, but they should be back tomorrow.
Let's go check it out.
I can't. This is my post. I'm here for the night.
Go on. Who's gonna know? If it's a big party, everybody will be drunk anyway. Go on.
He seems intrigued by this. Roll persuasion. Oh, for fuck's sake, Craig.
Not now, Mrs. Doyle. Go on.
You will.
11.
With an 11, he sort of. In fact, he does this. He goes, I mean, I'd love to. No. You've not seen Cudgel when she's mad. You don't want to get on the wrong side of our leader. She's a dwarf. She's great, but just I'm not going to get on the wrong side. Listen, that way. And I'm going to trust you, and because you're now at the south point, so the south guard, they're stood together, and he'll say, "Watch him, make sure he goes," and then he's going to turn around and walk back to his post.
What's your name? I'll put in a good word for you.
He sort of looks around and he'll say, "My name's Roger."
Roger, I don't believe you, but I'll say that anyway.
Yeah, no, you clearly don't believe
him. So I'm left with this guy at the south gate.
Yes, and he's doing is saying, "That way."
Why don't you come?
For the same reason he didn't. If he was going to go, I'd perhaps should have come with you. But no, please leave.
Oh, do you need him to hold your hand? Come on.
Right, he's now going to attempt to cuff you on the side of the head and tell you to leave.
Okay. Sure. Last chance.
Right, he's cuffing you.
Once in a lifetime opportunity. Hang on a minute, though. He told you that I have to leave. If you take me back in, then you haven't done the right thing. which then means that you could have come with me
Right.
because you're quite happy to do the wrong thing.
Right. Does 13 hit you?
I've got AC 15. No.
Yeah. So he sort of he tries. You've seen this several times before. It's normally someone trying to throw you in to like a prison, but on this occasion he's trying to throw you. But he misses, and he's just that way.
Okay. What's your name? And I'll say what an awesome job you've done. Don't
My
say
name's-
Roger because he's already taken that one.
It's just about. So my name's Roger as well. Fuck. But as you've managed to annoy both of these two guards, there is nothing happening in the camp. Everything does seem as on first inspection that it's all above board.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. So if you've finished taunting the Dungeon Master, what we'll do is we'll take you back to what time are we? Take you back to town. I mean, we're now well into perhaps 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning. And yeah.
It's
Yeah.
probably worth. Well, I guess what is worth figuring out as to whether Loki's managed to get his note back before we go
If he
to
wants
bed.
this cheese, he'll be back.
He got stuck at he got distracted by the cheese maker just inside the door at the gate of the Vogler.
So as you get back to Vogler, there are 3 people waiting for you: Becklin, Cudgel, and Mayor Raven. And they will take you back to the Brass Crab. They're waiting for you at the open gate. One of the gates is now open. Becklin's standing guard. Well, all 3 are standing guard. But as soon as you arrive in Vogler, they get you in. They shut the gates again, as you suggested, and you get back to the Brass Crab to give your report. Let me think. What I'll do, I'll sort of paraphrase what they're all wanting to do with this clear or potential invading force. So Becklin initially is very quiet and reserved. She doesn't offer an opinion straight away. Cudgel wants to go on the she wants to go on the offensive, which would be suicide. There's just, I mean, she's not entirely sure how many men she's got left. And in terms of fighting men in Vogler, you're perhaps talking outside maximum 100 versus 1,000 look like organised and well-trained soldiers. But Cudgel, she's determined at first light, or at least after you've had a longer rest, she wants to head back to the camp. But she's insistent that she will go by herself. She appreciates everything that you've done, and as Edda, you report back everything that you've seen and done in the camp, and how the Rogers were
Roger West.
were very helpful. She's sort of, you can tell that she's quite pleased with her men that they did as instructed. Mayor Raven wants to send an emissary to try to offer the village as a sanctuary, a refuge to this force. She doesn't want any trouble at all. So do we have any take on this? Do we want to sort of pick up anything from that?
I think Howard throw his.
No, go.
I think Howard throw his 10-penny in, and he'd turn around and say, "We fought these Draconians before. They take no prisoners. They are not the type of enemies that will want to bargain. The people of Vogler are not safe, and if we don't have enough men, we don't have enough soldiers to defend Vogler, then I fear that the people of Vogler should seek refuge somewhere else. I feel we need to evacuate the town.
I'm with that. And I think we could get the cudgel. You can get your loyal people to help with the evacuation. Many hands make light work. We need to get
Can we
people
use
out.
the
You guys come
residual
out.
people to form a defence so that the people of Vogler can get to safety? I agree, Edda.
So I'm gonna take up with Mayor Raven then, and she's arguing the toss against this. Cudgel's on board. Cudgel wants a first light to go back to her camp. Becklin will weigh in and say she'll sort of put a hand on Raven's shoulder and say they speak the truth. We need to leave. We need to evacuate. At the first opportunity, we have no hope. But Mayor Raven will continue and she'll say, we cannot make if you make any move against this force, they're going to wipe us out. We're fishermen. How are we going to get everyone out? There's no way for us to flee. We can't go across land because they'll be in the way.
Well, you said it. You're fishermen. Get in your boats and go across the river.
Escape by the Bingard River.
But this is our home. The whole reason for the Kingfishers Festival was before the Cataclysm. This was established by the Knights of Solamnia. The Sir Vogler established this village. We can't just abandon it. The people won't just up sticks and leave.
It will still be the place that Sir Vogler established. It will just be rebuilt in a new way. This won't last forever.
Okay, so with you guys all weighing in, with Becklin and Cudgel saying their bits, she will eventually relent to this. Okay, let me just have a look at the time. I'm just thinking. Yeah, okay. So she'll say, "Fine, but we cannot make we cannot make an aggressive stance. If I still want to send someone out to parley with them to tell them that what we intend to do, but you're saying no to this."
Well, I think whoever's going to go, it's a fool's errand. I think these people, that person's not coming back. They'll be made an example of.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm labouring the point now. Yeah, because it's a point well made, and she's a smart woman, so she will see sense and eventually agree to this.
The only front we'll put forward is defensive to protect those innocent that need to escape the town. We'll use the 100 men that are still the 100 soldiers that are still fit and the residuals of Cudgel's force to allow your people to make a safe escape and as many to get away as possible.
A rear guard.
Okay, sure.
What weapons have we got in the town?
Mostly farming implements. We have some left. Becklin will be able to provide. She'll be able to arm and armor half of the 100 people with military weapons. The other half will need to use either hunting or farming equipment.
Is there access to any horses? They came on cavalry last time with war horses, and I fear if we don't have something to at least defend the streets, they may charge down the people.
Do we need to?
Uh,
Do we need? Can we not use some? There must be some way of getting all these people out without risk to many of them. We've got the gates. Could you use your skills, Micah, to make loud noises or make this place sound busier than it is when these people get? The fewer people that are here, the more that have escaped. I don't know, some sort of
Good.
trickery to give
I
them
think I could
make them think before, so we got more time.
create distractions. I think that seems like something I could do.
If the gates are shut, could we not do something on the gates, almost like the old plague cross or something? So like they'd approach on the town and go, "Oh," and it's like a plague symbol on the gate or something, and we trick them that way. Because that's
All
going
of
to
the
make them
above.
stand back a little bit in it and then go, "Hmm."
I don't know. Would Draconians care about a plague?
Depends if they send Draconians in the first place.
Well, the
Hmm.
other thing is whether what the is it? I take where the gate is there just one road to the town essentially through that gate,
yeah.
and then it's by water.
Do we have? Yes, there is Jake. I had Vogler for you somewhere, didn't I? There it is.
Because maybe we could fill the fill that one channel with flammable substances.
Yeah. Have you got Vogler up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's your Fisher Gate there, the main way in. That's the tower. That's got the gnome flinger catapult on top. All of this, I mean, that's all quite raised cliff to the north. Vogler itself lies in a sort of lower ground. But this, everything to the south and east is all the Vingod River. In terms of fishing, I mean, if you look at the houses compared to the boats, there's a ferry that goes backwards and forwards with a rope tied to it, but there's not enough fishing vessels to carry everybody.
So I just start ferrying people from now.
Well, Mayor Raven will say if you have time, she's the people have been through enough now. I think it's worth letting them rest until the morning. Speaking of which, she encourages you guys to get a bit of rest as well. Yeah. So, okay. So, what plans do you want to make? I'm going to start writing this down for next session. So,
Okay, so Edda is gonna. I can tell her. I heard a story of a town that held out an evacuation with 5 people, with five men staying behind to cover the evacuation, but by presenting a trick to make the attackers think that there were more defenders, they used crossbows, and they used, I don't know how they did it, but the story is that they used water that dripped, and every now and again it would fire off a crossbow. So they placed lots of crossbows across the door, the defensive line, but only 3 or 4 actual men were there, and they were firing, and these crossbows were automatically firing off at intervals. If that makes sense.
yeah, okay. So,
Meanwhile, people were covered for an escape.
So in terms of, because obviously you're limited on supplies as well. So in terms of crossbows, really, I'm not gonna let you have a great deal. I'm not gonna let you have an arsenal's worth of crossbows. But all told, I mean, because crossbow is, I mean, it's not a hunting weapon. So if I said 10 crossbows in the whole village, I'm being probably incredibly generous at that for a village of this size and what it actually is. But you can add that into your plans.
Fishing rods. We just need fishing rods.
Well, I think once Cudgel comes back with the Ironclad Regiment, I think we lock the gates and then we barricade them as well. So I think we take any like wooden racking, any lumber that's about like easily accessible, and we build like almost like, I don't know, like wooden spikes in front of the gate.
Okay.
I think we take.
You're going to go with the plague cross as well?
Yeah, I'm thinking I could probably, if we did like that kind of plague cross or something, I could always do something like along the lines of prestidigitation or something to create that kind of faint gangrenous smell drifting from the to that effect.
Okay.
Why don't we then use Shiv or whatever his name was and make him up to look like a plague victim and sit him outside the gate? This is his chance at redemption or justice.
Not going to redeem himself, is he? He's a scumbag.
I mean, to be fair, couldn't we just we could not make some straw dummies or something, because there's some dummies lying around in town. Couldn't we use them or make them look like plague victims?
I mean, we could put anything that's flammable outside the gate, so that we can, if they come, when they come up to the gate, we can hopefully burn a lot of them. If we fill some carts up with flammable substances, we can stagger them down the channel, and then utilize maybe the gnome flinger to throw flammable substances at them.
Or you could do some kind of like mechanism on the gate, whereas if they open the gate, it drops like an oil canister or something, which sets it off. I don't know.
Okay, so we've got sort of flammable plague victims outside the gates, or some kind of. And in terms of the gnome flinger, it's you would have been told this by Theron, the gnome in situ, or Becklin, but it's a bizarre contraption, and it's all it is. It's stationary, and it's pointing towards the northern cliffs. Gnomes use it's called a gnome flinger because gnomes use these contraptions in Mount Nevermind, where they sort of where they have a big sort of civilization, a large amount of them as transportation. And these gnome flingers throw them the other side of this inner volcano inside, and then there's a big net the other side. So it can't be moved around to throw boiling pitch. It's just a crazy gnome
that as our
catapult.
escape plan, though. JP were the ones that were behind.
Yeah, potentially. But like I say, it goes from here onto the north end of the Vogler of the cliffs to the north. I mean, as you're discussing this, Cudgel's saying that, you know, she gets her men and comes back, that she will guard the gate from an attacking force while everybody flees. That's not going to be a problem. In fact, she's chomping at the bit to be able to do this for the town of Vogler.
She won't do it alone.
Yeah.
I think all we're doing is just trying to stall them as much as possible.
Yeah, in fact, I'm just going to backpedal. as Hal will say to her, I'm not going to do this alone. She'll say, "No, this is my task to do. Mine and my ironclad regiment will do this alone. We'll need you to evacuate people." And Becklin will sort of put a hand on your shoulder and say, "No, Hal, your task, our task, will be to get everybody out safely. If Cudgel's willing to hold the gate."
But it's a suicide mission.
Once everybody's out, she'll find a way, and she'll do what she can.
Make sure Roger and Roger get a beer.
Absolutely. So Cudgel's, I mean, she's all on about digging trenches all the way down here. You know, there'll be an ambush there, an ambush here, and all the rest of it, and all centered around the gate, holding the gate for as long as possible.
I think that's it, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So, what we'll do, we'll wrap the session up. We'll say that you can have a long rest. We're cutting it fine to actually get a long rest in, but you will need to have a rest before we go ahead with this next bit. As you, the four of you with Becklin and Raven, walk Cudgel to the front gate. There is one of the Vogler regulars on the gate, and as the gate opens, as they open the gate, they'll come and tell you that there's a mounted soldier approaching from the north. So just outside the gate, there's a human figure on a war horse. This human figure has black and red scale armor that you've already seen from this force to the northwest. She holds out a rolled parchment and calls out clearly, "Who among you speaks for this village?"
Me.
Thank you, Lewis. So she, as Edda's sort of skipping forward, saying "me," she's not phased by this. This scroll, she will just flick towards you, which you're able to catch.
I'm gonna carry on. I'm gonna walk up with Edda and just like stand behind, almost like bodyguard.
So as you unfurl this piece of paper, it reads, "People of Bogler, by the orders of Belephion, the voice of Techesis, you will quarter the soldiers of the invincible Red Dragon army this morning. Refuse and die. This is the Dragon Queen's will."
You will what? Water?
Quarter. So it's
what they want cutting up into little pieces.
So from the letter, it's quite obvious that this is a demand that the village will be occupied by this force this morning and right now.
Are there any like signs of an army like behind her? Because she's alone at the gate, right?
She's just there by herself at the minute, but she's sort of sat imperiously. There's no fear in her countenance as she's just sat on this war horse with. We'll say that Edda and Hal are sort of 10 feet between her and the open. One of the gates is slightly open as you guys and Becklin are peering out. What I'd like to say is you've returned this piece of paper to everyone there as you're starting to discuss it. I mean, briefly, the stance is similar, but Cudgel's saying, "Drop a fucking! I need to get my boys. I need to go north." Becklin's saying, "This is trouble. This is not right. This is too soon." And Mayor Raven's saying, "No, can't we just let them in?" Yeah.
There's no way that you can ever trust their word. Even if we let them in, the chances are that they'd just massacre everybody anyway.
We need to get everybody out. Sadly, we need to torch the place so they can't use it.
This, as you mentioned this, and Vogler's, Mayor Vogler's, she's no, Mayor Raven, she said, no, don't do that. No, you can't. This is generations have lived here. Just if they're going to have it, they're going to. If they have to occupy it and we have to flee, then that's one thing. But please don't burn our.
We're having a discussion about this. Look, so what is that woman still there?
Yeah, she's not within. You're sort of withdrawn, so she can't hear you. But she's just sort of sat.
I would like to just step out and kind of not get too close, but almost like approach her and ask. I'll be like, "And you are?"
I am an emissary of the Dragon Queen's army. She's got a very imperious tone.
Just an emissary?
That's all you need to know.
Well,
don't pay them much, do they?
No.
You're just a messenger. Nobody cares about you.
She could put
You'll be out and gone after this.
I think Hal's gonna.
I think I might know someone. Oh, sorry, go on.
We'll carry on.
I was gonna say, stay back to it. Well, I think I might know someone who has a use for that horse of yours. Isn't that right, Hal? And then I'm pulling my whip out as I say that.
Okay.
We need to stop her sending the message back.
With you sort of making an aggressive act, you can see this sort of helmet. It shows her mouth, and she sort of smiles ruefully. And then on the cliff, just to the north, sort of spread out from the tree line, 4 other Dragon Army soldiers, as you now recognise them to be, step from the tree line. And they each have sort of like a small barrel with these javelins in. And they all place them down and draw them ready to throw. And this woman will say to you, nobody is to leave. Our forces will arrive within the next few hours. You will surrender the village to us.
How far off are the guys with the javelins?
The cliff itself it's elevated and it's looking down on your position. You're kind of out in the open, either in front or behind of the gate. If they're throwing these projectiles down at you, it's sort of like maybe 15 feet to get up this sort of quite sheer cliff next to you, and they're sort of spread out around here.
How did we miss them?
They've just stepped out of the tree line.
Yeah, I know. I'm just wondering aloud, how did we miss them when we went on our excursion?
Cudgels will sort of say, oh no, Becklin will say, well, just back away for now. Let's reason this through. Let's try and figure out how we need to get round. We need to get Cudgel's boys into town, which means we need to remove this obstacle.
We need to stop her sending word, which means we need to kill her.
Agreed. I mean, the mayor now, Mayor Raven's like, oh, you're starting a war. What are you doing? What are you doing? But Beckley now is like, this is happening. We need to do this now.
Started.
Yeah.
We need to put her down. Is there any way we can all hit her at the same time?
Hit her at the same time? Yeah, not a problem. But you're gonna leave yourself open to from the side. What I'm going to suggest to you, gentlemen, is because we're 20-11. Why don't we leave it there for you to have an idea of how you want to go about this next time? Does that sound? I know I'd love to be able to carry on for another 2 hours, gentlemen, but unfortunately, I'm too old, and my children would literally tear me apart tomorrow. But,
yes, Dave.
Yeah. But I believe we're on for next Saturday, 24th.
Yeah.
I
think that's
what
what I
I'll do
put
next Saturday.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Okay. I know someone said no to the 30. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me turn this. Not if you have watched any of this, please do like and subscribe.
Thank you very much.
Right, I'm going to turn it off.